I'm going to start off with Dr. Andrea O'Connor. That's their YouTube channel. Their past several videos seem to have been on UFOs. You talk about full disclosure. I remember Reagan said something about seeing a UFO. Carter had said something about seeing a UFO. I think Reagan said he was going to. I think both Reagan and Carter had said they were going to disclose what the government knew, and nothing ever became of it. I think Clinton said the same thing. Trump. I think Trump said that, that's got a, full disclosure, and I haven't seen it, so I'm thinking that either the government doesn't know anything, or there's some agency or person that just doesn't want it out there, or whatever. I don't know. Um, it is certainly interesting, but I don't think we're going to get full disclosure in 26 or 27. Um, I don't think he said anything about lifting the veil. Other people have talked about a great spiritual awakening. I don't think I've heard that from you, but you said something close to that. Um, and I heard the same thing, when I was a kid back in the 60s. And it probably goes back further than that. But now, if you listen to that song, this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Now, a very cool song. That's what they're talking about. They're talking about a spiritual, great spiritual awakening. That song was written back in the 60s. So, like I said, for individuals, I think there are individuals, that do become spiritually enlightened. Now, I've been more or less spiritually enlightened for many, many years. I couldn't tell you exactly when that happened. Next thing I'm going to talk about is for Laura. Your YouTube channel is Nigella for me. And in response to one of my videos, I talk about NDEs. And she said she didn't believe in NDEs. She thought it was just a product of, the part of the death process that just kind of intended to comfort people. If that's what you want to believe, that's fine with me. I mean, that's fair enough. I personally believe we have a soul. I personally believe that we have an afterlife. If you're an atheist, I mean, you're an atheist. I've met atheists. I know atheists. That's not my mindset. I got to believe that we have a spirit, we have a soul. But that's me. That works for me. Next thing I need to do is dumb down, my map. I've covered this quite a few times. This map. So I've had this. I don't know, maybe 5, 10 years. I don't remember exactly when I found this. I found this in the glove compartment of a wrecked car. One of the self-service auto wrecking yards in Phoenix. Now, let me dumb this down because I don't think everybody understood it. Now, we all create our own reality. If you get into, the movie is a book and then a movie, The Secret. It's a form of creative visualization. Now, we all create our own reality consciously, subconsciously, for good, for bad. We all create our own reality. Now, if we have a lot of repressed negative stuff, it's got to come back and manifest as negative stuff. Now, if you get into meditation, if you get to, when you start meditating, if you don't properly deal with the negativity, it's got to come back and bite you. That happened for me. I got up in the vortexes of Sedona. I thought I had, dealt with it, but there was still some there, and it come back. I'm not going to elaborate further than that. Just saying that, I found this map in the glove compartment of a car in a wrecking yard. Now, the city of Sedona was circled on the map. So Sedona, Arizona. Those power centers back in the vortexes back in. Now, I have no idea who owned the map. I don't know if they ever made it to Sedona, because some people will take a map and just circle different cities, and you just go. My father called it table traveling. He had a phrase for it. I mean, people would just talk about a map. Just say, well, but they'd have a bucket list of places that they might want to visit, and maybe they never went to Sedona. Maybe they went to Sedona and just ate in a restaurant. Maybe they went up to Sedona and just bought some pretty crystals up there and didn't go back into the vortexes. And maybe the car wreck had nothing to do with them visiting the city of Sedona. I got no idea. I'm just curious. Now, let me show you this map. It's the Southwest. Most of it's in English, except for this word, Strassenkart. Strasser. Die Strasser, the road. Cart is like for chart. The Strassenkart is a road map in German, and the same thing in French. I'm a lot better at German than I am at French, but this is the same thing. Carte, route, index, Pierce, Pierce nationalities, plan de villas. That's as far as I can get with French. I don't know if you can read that. I butcher the French language because their pronunciation is considerably different than English. But I said that's the one beautiful thing about German. A lot of German is close enough to English that it's a lot easier to understand for a native English speaker. But let me get back to this map. Now, the city of Sedona was circled. Now, there may be other cities identified in different ways on this map. Now, the owner of this map would know that. Now, I want to know if you'd once owned this map, if you went to Sedona, and you may not buy into my theories. I just put it out there. I've just been curious ever since I found that map. So I've had that map for maybe 5 or 10 years. I'm going to will this map to my daughter, Laura. My daughter, if anything happens to me, there's a handful of things that I own that, of course, you made. If you just got to put this in a trash can, hey, I'll just will it to somebody else, or get it to somebody that would appreciate it. Bunch of my stuff. If you're gonna put my stuff, if anything happens to me, if you start putting in the trash can, anything of value, hey, give it to somebody that would appreciate it. Let's see. The last thing I'm going to cover is my method. Now, I've worked on a number of different methods. Now, these are kind of modified from existing methods. Now, I'm going to put these out there, whether anybody watches them or not, whether anybody uses them or not, just part of a deal that I've made with the great forces of the cosmos. Now, you will lay down in a horizontal position. You do several deep breaths. You relax your body as best you can. You visualize a point of white light in deep space. I'm calling this a mind of God, the creative life force of the cosmos. That's a point of white light in deep space. Just visualize in your mind a star as far away as you can. Just visualize that is the creative life force of the cosmos, and you ask this point of light, take me to the whatever life, whatever repressed material, whatever life situation is responsible for my current situation. Maybe bad stuff is happening to you. Maybe you got some health problems. You ask this point of white light to completely erase whatever material is responsible for your current life situation. Now you do the middle pillar. Let me go through what the middle pillar is. It's if you search here on YouTube, middle pillar. If you search chakras, this will all come up. But you start with the crown chakra. You visualize a white light coming from that point of white light in deep space, charging this chakra with an in breath. With one slow, deep in breath, you visualize this chakra being stimulated with white light. The third eye chakra, the throat chakra. There's one that's in your chest, one that's in your belly. There's the spleen chakra, which is just above your root chakra. The root chakra, it's the very base of your spine. And then I add 4 more points that Golden Dawn never did in their circulation of white light or middle pillar. Now I visualize a point of white light in the palms of each of my hands and the soles of each of my feet. Then you visualize the white light swirling around your body. You keep doing it until you visualize it having an effect on you. That's my method. So I'm putting it out there. I mean, I'm posting this, whether anybody listens, whether anybody does this or not, just because it's part of a deal I've made with the creative life force of the cosmos, whether it helps anybody or not. I'd like to think it helps, one or two people, or maybe a bunch of people. I'm not going to have any patent or copyright on this. If you play around with it and you modify it, well, I've taken existing methods like the middle pillar, and I modified it to. I've got a bunch of different methods that I've modified over the years, like in a similar fashion, and I eventually at some time I'll post those. Whether anybody listens to them or not, that's up to you. Like they say, you can lead a horse to water, but it's up to the horse if it wants to drink that water or not. Anyway, love y'all. Let's keep life exciting and interesting. Das Leben ist ein Abenteuer. C'est la vie. Auf Wiedersehen. Cheerio. Mahalo. Das Vistania. Au revoir. I don't know. I've run out of goodbyes. Goodbye.